So Snoop Dogg received the Ultimate Icon Award at the 2025 BET Awards, along with Mariah Carey and Kirk Franklin. Dr. Dre presented him the award. Snoop was up there with his wife, his longtime wife, who's been through a lot with Snoop. So they were all up there together. And then afterwards, Snoop performed a melody of his hits, which included Ain't No Fun that he performed with Kurupt and Warren G. And I was live posting the BET Awards. And I said, Ain't No Fun by Snoop Doggy Dogg is still the nastiest best song ever. Yes. Oh, man, I'll get into that in a second. But if you ask me, like, what's my top three songs ever by Snoop Dogg, Ain't No Fun is probably in that top three someplace. It's not number one, but it's in the top three. Its song is so good, but so nasty. So Dre was up there talking about Snoop, as he should be, right? You know, technically, it would be nice once in a while if Warren G um, would give Snoop some of these awards. But the beautiful thing about Warren and Snoop is that they always had a long-lasting friendship. They've known each other since they were kids, and there was never been a beef between Snoop and Warren. There was never been any jealousy, no music issues, no money issues. They are just friends to the end. And that is kind of rare in these days and times, that you have someone that you basically grew up with and you two are still boys after probably like 40 some odd years, maybe 50 some odd years. That's a beautiful thing, man. So Dre's up there. And when I was thinking that thing about Warren G, it's like, man, it'd be cool if Warren G gave Snoop the award. Even though I understand why Dre did, because Dre, because of Warren, he met Snoop and they did Deep Cover. My favorite Dre and Snoop song, probably Deep Cover's one, and Still Dre is two, followed by Gin and Juice. But I understand why Dre is there. But part of me felt like, once in a while, it would be kind of nice if Master P gave Snoop one of these awards. Because people seem to forget that whole No Limit era. I don't know if Snoop Dogg would receive the Ultimate Icon Award in 2025 if Master P didn't bring Snoop the No Limit in 1998. By the time we get to 1998, Tupac Shakur is dead. Death Row as a label is dead. Dre is beefing with Suge about leaving the label. Dre would leave his masters, I think, and start Aftermath. And then Aftermath, because Dre did been there, done that, and start off okay, but it really didn't get going until Eminem popped up and then 50 Cent. So it took a little while for Aftermath to get going. But Snoop Dogg was a man adrift. He didn't want to have nothing to do with Suge. He wanted to do nothing with Death Row. And basically, Snoop Dogg was at a crossroads. In comes Master P. I forget how Master P came into Snoop's life. Master P buys out Snoop from Death Row. He works out a deal with Suge Knight. He buys out Snoop, brings him down to New Orleans, gives him a house, and just said, hey, only thing I want you to do is make 3 albums for No Limit. And Snoop made 3 albums in 3 years. Snoop was only on No Limit from 1998 to like 2000. And Master P never asked anything, outside of just contractually those 3 albums, he never asked of anything of Snoop's and you sense, but usually at this point, people would say, "Oh yeah, Master P still owns my masters. He owes me money." No, not at all, man. They had a solid relationship. But even put all that stuff aside. No Limit Records, Snoop being in New Orleans, it really centered him. It gave him some time away from California. He had time to figure out his life. But most importantly, Master P taught Snoop business. Because a lot's been made about Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart and the connection they had. And I'm sure Martha's put Snoop on a lot of game when it comes to that big corporate business type stuff, right? Especially when it comes to branding. But the foundation was set with Master P. Master P gave Snoop so much great business knowledge. Because Snoop didn't get that from Death Row. Because at that point, Dre really wasn't much of a businessman. Because if you look at it, when he was with NWA, it was Eazy-E and Jay Heller. When he was on Death Row, it was basically Suge. And Snoop being a young guy, he was just all about making music. He wasn't thinking about the business side of things. Master P sat Snoop down and taught him about marketing. He taught him about business. And I don't know if we see the Snoop Dogg today when it comes to branding and marketing and like Snoop cereal, or end up at the Olympics or working with Martha Stewart on stuff. I don't know we would get this version of Snoop Dogg if you took away the No Limit era. Let's say that Suge didn't want Master P's money, and he's like, no, unless Snoop makes an album for me, I'm not letting him out of his contract. And P was like, sorry, man, I couldn't get you out. You got to stay with Death Row. I don't know if Snoop Dogg would be the same guy when it comes to business. I think musically, I think Snoop would have been okay. But as far as like business, I don't think we get the same guy today. When it comes to branding, I don't think we get the same guy today. So I want to get some flowers out to Master P. Because I think Master P, if you're talking about like crucial points in hip hop history, and there's always like a lot of crucial points, there's always like a lot of underrated things that happen that we don't talk about enough. And Master P getting Snoop out of his Death Row contract, bringing him to New Orleans, hooking up with a house in New Orleans, have him stay in New Orleans and so away from California for a while, only making 3 albums, and then letting him out of his contract and just giving him so much game that the Snoop Dogg we see today is so prolific, probably more prolific outside of music than he is inside of music. I don't think he would have gotten the Ultimate Icon Award if it wasn't for that. So let me get back to Ain't No Fun. So during the pandemic, I was just listening. Man, I need to listen to like something. It's like some old school stuff I haven't listened to in a while. So I busted out Doggy Style, Snoop's debut album, and Ain't No Fun popped up. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, you know what, man? Let me not groove to the song. Let me listen to the lyrics. Man, when I got done, I was like, oh! Those lyrics are so nasty. So when that song first came out, when you're in your 20s, you figured, this song's the best, man. And then when an older person will walk by, it's like, ugh, that song's so nasty. It's like, shut up, grandma. You don't know nothing about that new music. I would never say that to my grandma. If I did, she would smack me in the face. But man, when you're young and you listen to like nasty songs like that, you're not thinking about it. You love the groove. You kind of listen to the lyrics. You love the fact that it is nasty, right? When you're young. But when you get older and you start listening to these lyrics for real, it's like, oh my God, how did he even play this on the radio? I'm aghast. I need to repent for my sins. I felt so dirty back then. I said, man, I need to repent for my sins, man. This song is so nasty. Let me play it again. Even with all that said, to me, it's still one of the best songs ever. It's one of the nastiest songs ever. But the groove with Nate Dogg, oh, I wish I could sing it. But it's too nasty. It ain't no fun. They build a home and like, ah. Oh my God. That song is so good. And shout out to Warren G, man, because Warren G never gets enough credit what he did on Doggy Style. I get that Dr. Dre was the main name on it, but you kind of knew the songs that Dre did. Because there was always songs on that album that felt like Dre did that, don't even sound like Dre. And you figure out how musically talented Warren G is. So shout out to Warren G. Shout out to Snoop. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. I love that song. I do. I should be more mature. Before you open it up okay, I'm out. Shout out to Nate Dogg.